All right, what is good? Welcome back. This is the second video I'm doing, kind of breaking down, you know, all the tips and tricks for a clothing brand in 2026. This will apply for years to come, but with AI, it's obviously constantly changing. But these are the best free apps for your clothing brand. I'm not doing some fancy edited video. If you really want the knowledge, this is where it is. It's in these shitty, low quality videos where I got a shitty webcam showing you. Um, Look, if you want to go watch someone else who over edits and puts a bunch of music in their videos and it looks real cool and just gives you base level knowledge, please be my guest. But if you want actual knowledge from someone who's actually doing it and not trying to sell you a course, this is where you need to be. All right, so please just leave a like for your boy. All right. So these are the best free apps for Shopify. Let me just break it down. First of all, don't let anyone tell you you need these $40 a month Shopify. You need the Shopify subscription. That is it. You do not need these expensive ass apps. There's a lot of free ones that can do the same. And I'm about to give you all of the free apps I use to sell out my drop, right? As simple as that. Why does it matter? Well, when you start, you don't have money. When I started, I had no money. I was just doing it for a passion project. And when it's just a passion project, I didn't really want to look around for a bunch of, pay a bunch of apps when I'm not sure this clothing brand thing would even get off the ground. Because when you start, you don't have the capital, right? You can't be claiming it on tax because you don't have your business set up yet. Free apps are often leaner, so the free apps, not as much time has been put in them, not as much upsells have been put into them. So the app literally does that thing. It's not going to slow down your Shopify website, which as a clothing brand, when you've got maybe a few products, a few high quality images, maybe longer descriptions than usual, you want your store to be as lean as possible, right? So when you start, you don't want to spend the money on the apps, and the free apps are going to be 10 times leaner, right? So that's just so you know why I'm making this video. I still run all my free apps. I don't pay a subscription for any app on my clothing brand's website, right? The first app is Shopify Forms. You can be like, oh, dude, why are you telling me these basic ass apps? Most people don't even know that Shopify Forms is a made by Shopify app. It works perfectly with all the themes, and it's what I use to capture SMS leads before I do my drops. When I'm teasing, I put a form. You can put an inline form. It's called an inline form. You can put it on your product page, and your customers can fill that out while they're looking at the product before the drop happens, right? Don't be sending them to a custom SMS page or a password page. Send them to the product page so they can see it and sign up. That way you're not getting all these real cold audiences who don't know they're going to see the password on your website with just a blank white screen. Please don't be doing that in 2026. So what Shopify Forms is a free Shopify app that collects emails and phone numbers. In 2026, if you're collecting emails, I feel sorry for you, son. You should be only collecting mobile numbers. It's just the best way to go. They have a massive open rate compared to emails. When, if you don't set up your emails properly, chances are they're going to go into fucking spam, bro. So I obviously use it, as I was saying, to build an SMS early access list without paying for expensive SMS apps. I use OmniSend, or I use something like PostScript to actually send the SMSs, right? Shopify doesn't do. In America, I'm pretty sure they do it now. Shopify does, with their Flow and their messaging app. But in Australia, they don't do that. So I use another app for that. But to capture the actual numbers in the leads, I use Shopify Forms. Obviously, create an early access landing page of your product page. Make it a separate template in the actual editor. I positioned it as a 30-minute early access. You can position it as early as you want. You can do it 30 seconds. Who really cares? I wouldn't probably go any further than maybe an hour, because then that just pushes people off to, I'll come back in a few minutes to buy it. As short as possible with it actually seeming like a benefit is great. Maybe free shipping as well. You can collect the phone numbers. You can send the launch notification. Higher launch day traffic, faster sell through, and direct audience ownership. You want them, if people are signing up, you want it to be as smooth as possible. You do not want to have a really complex process. Don't be like asking them for their name or anything like that. Just give them their number with the product there so they know what they're getting. You'll do all right, bro. All right. So this is going to be Shopify Forms. It's free, obviously. I don't know why it has such low rating. These people just overanalyze it and compare it to a bunch of other apps. You get what you pay for, all right? It's pretty simple. I would highly, highly recommend this one, all right? So moving on to the next one, it's going to be Shopify Flow. So you've got the numbers. you've got the emails. Now what do you do with it? It's the free automation tool. I'm sure you've seen Klaviyo, OmniSend, all these other automation tools. This one is free, and it is you can go so deep with the customization in Flow. It's actually insane. If you want the abandoned carts during limited drops, right? You're setting up a limited drop. After someone doesn't complete the checkout after 5 minutes on the drop, you want them to send an email saying, "Hey, bro, early access is about to end. Do you want to buy this?" You know what I'm saying? So trigger if the card is abandoned. You can send them an urgency reminder. You can tag them. You can segment them. Recover all your lost revenue, which is really important in clothing brands. You need to have a good email strategy. And it's just overall an amazing app, right? So Shopify Float, obviously free. It's as simple. If you know how to build Lego, you'll know how to do this, right? So you have all of these steps right here. You can add the customer tags, get them into a loyalty program, wish them a happy birthday, wish their mum a happy birthday if you want to. And it can go so deep. It can check if, do this, if not, do that sort of thing. And I would highly recommend Shopify Flow. It is one of the best automation apps, and it's free, right? Moving into the next one, which is always very important with a clothing brand, is the Back in Stock app. The one I use is SWAI, Back in Stock. I don't know why they'd be throwing the AI word around nowadays, but this one is free, and it's amazing. There's no plans for it. It's free. It's a really simple app. Essentially, you can set this up so whenever it knows that something is sold out on your product page, instead of saying buy it now, add to cart, you can change it to say notify me when back in stock, right? People go, oh, it's out of stock. So these people who are high intent buyers who are already ready to buy, they're much more likely to leave their number, right? Rather than people who are just browsing. People who select on that variant, it works well with variants, they love it. Obviously, especially when you're doing limited drops, or you have a few inventory issues, you have a bit of overlap, no overlap with the inventory, and you have a few weeks of no inventory, is a great time to use it. How I used it during my drop, I enabled the notify button on sold out sizes. So when you do a restock, further down the line, which is a good idea, you can collect their emails or you can collect their numbers. Usually I just collect the mobile number and that's about it. Maybe I collect the size that they're interested in. You can validate demand, see was this really a good colorway? Do people want to see this again? And it's a really good way to see all the charts and stuff like that. So I'd highly recommend SW Back in Stock, right? I'm not paid by them, by the way. Let me just make that clear. The last one is going to be the Essential Announcement Bar. This one is very, very good. It used to be free. All these Essential apps by this Essential developer used to be free. And it used to have a lot more freedom to make these announcement bars. This is the announcement bar that goes on the top of your website, right? And some people say, oh, bro, that looks scammy. I don't trust that, right? It's how you make it. You don't want it to be like, offer expires tonight if you're running a clothing brand. Maybe that's the type of brand you're going for, right? You don't want it to do that. You want it to say, free shipping, orders over, and make it colorful. I have a monochromatic brand, so I have it black and white, and it fits perfectly in with my brand. I have A/B tested it. I've done it thousands of times where if I remove the bar, the site doesn't feel alive. It just looks flat. It looks boring. But a little black bar at the top with a white website, it looks absolutely insane. So it's just a customizable announcement bar. You can have it rolling. You can have it static. I'd recommend to have it rolling, and then also no X. Don't let customers exit out of it. That's another click you're wasting. Just leave it up the top. So when they scroll, it disappears. It doesn't actually follow down with them. Why I used it, obviously create urgency and clarity doing a drop. I use like free shipping over, or free. You can target it by a geographical thing. You can target your customers in New Zealand and say free New Zealand shipping instead of free Australian shipping or free USA shipping, which will do wonders for your conversion rate. You can do limited quantities. You can put a timer up there. You can do free shipping threshold like I did. And you've got clear communication, increased urgency, and reduced confusion, right? That is the source. So let me just show you the key takeaway from this video should be you do not need to spend money. You don't need to fall in this trap of people lying to you. You need these apps. You need these apps who they are paid to tell you that. I'm telling you, I have been offered money on my TikTok accounts. I have no followers on my TikTok account, right? And I've been offered money to promote these apps. They are a scam, I'm telling you. With Sidekick AI and AI in general nowadays, you can do so much, right? But all these free apps here, these are pretty much the only ones I run, besides a free shipping app as well, because I'm in Australia. That's it. That's the only apps I run. My site is really, really fast, and that's about it. So I appreciate you watching. Look, this isn't like a sugar-coated video. Go out and use this. Maybe in a few years you'll stumble across these videos and they'll still be relevant. But yeah, I'm giving away the source, right? This is exactly what I do. No one else is telling you this. They'll hide it behind a course. But yeah, much love. Leave me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Appreciate it.